Good morning. This is Secret Scuffed coming at you live with Ace Attorney Investigations. Now, it's been a while since we played this, so let me check my sound really quickly because I've messed with my volume settings a lot since the last time we played, and I'm not sure how this sounds. Alright, sounds decent to me. Maybe turn this down a little bit, that's a bit high. Okay, well, what do I remember from last time we played this? Well, I don't remember what happened in the first chapter at all. And I think the second chapter was on a plane. And now I think we're in a theme park. Wasn't that right? Or an amusement park, however you wish to call it. I don't quite remember. But there was, I think there was well, of course it's a murder. It's always a murder. But I think there was also a thief as well. Wait, no, didn't I finish that? I think it finished in the haunted house. I don't remember. I also remember how to control the game, so we're just gonna have to figure it out, I suppose. I was in the fourth chapter. I was in the middle of the fourth chapter, in fact. Okay. Hey, do I have, evidence? Oh, I do. Oh, okay, it's this. Yeah, Karma's here. Okay, a prosecutor was stabbed to death in the lobby of the courthouse. Two people were killed, actually. Killing suspect. Oh, no, three people were killed. Okay. And what's this? Who's this? Oh, the thief, right. Who this girl is claiming to be, I believe. Oh, and this is a flashback case, right? Because this girl's still young and we don't know that she's claiming to be Yatagarasu. Okay. Gumshoe's first case. Lawyer of the defendant who was killed. Who is this guy? Okay. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. I tried to jog my memory by looking at all this, but I have no clue. I think we're... Oh, wait, hold on. This might be useful. Kodopian Embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. The victim is CCU. CCU, isn't that the lady that we're talking to? Well, yeah, you. Oh, Callisto you. Okay, you're related then. Okay. Can I get anything else out of this? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna have to talk. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, That's a salary cut for you, you nimwit." The brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's a reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? Okay, well, nothing there immediately stands out to me as being wrong. It just sounds like Gumshoe getting in trouble. Mr. Faraday, is that the edgy looking guy in the coat? No, it's not. Who is Mr. Faraday then? Oh, okay. He's the guy who was killed initially. Prosecutor. Suppose he would have that power. Stood there super pale. Well, why was he getting chewed out? Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But he was like totally beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Oh, Okay, well, how am I going to voice these two together? Just like the face he's making now, right? I'm completely innocent, I tell you. The poor man. It was quite the scene with the detective. Well, it looks like it wasn't doing good last time I was here, because I've already lost some life. About a week ago. Okay. Brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. I don't think I have any evidence against that, do I? Gumshoe's testimony. Oh, we're arguing that Gumshoe might have killed Faraday, right? Found in Faraday's hand. Bullet that killed Rel. Okay, so Faraday killed Rel. Okay, hold on. Let me look at that KG8 incident. Manny Cochin found not guilty. Presumably of killing CCU. Okay. Manny Cochin. Is Manny Cochin even here? He is. Well, he's not dead, at least. Okay. Notes pertaining to Burn Faraday and Mackerel. Oh no! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I forgot the controls. That's my bad. Okay, can I look at my evidence again, but this time actually look at it? Burned Faraday and Mackerel. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. The shock from the stabbing caused instantaneous death. Rel died of a bullet wound to the chest. There's no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. It's possible he was alive for a little while after being shot. So Rel was shot and then Faraday stabbed him? No, then he stabbed Faraday, I assume. Oh, I don't remember any of this. Okay. At least we only have one page of evidence. Can I take the cap off this? This looks like a quality nib, but I bet it's no match for my beloved feather pen. Okay, Edgeworth. I suppose if it were damaged, that would indicate... I'm not sure. I think I might just have to keep pressing. Okay, well, we'll just keep pressing it then. You just stood there, watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say, it was really enjoyable too. But that's why, when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew I had to steer clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face. Oh, but you do. Oh, huh? What? What have I got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Uh-huh. Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss Yu, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? Okay. To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. do you think that maybe that's the reason enough? Do you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess. They really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad. Don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. I didn't even realize he was in the room with us. Okay, well that's nice to know. Well, this isn't really a perfect explanation.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? Ah, is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yeah. Alright, if you could clear this one thing for me. I can check my evidence right now, right? Okay, good. How Mr. Faraday was killed. Well, we know that, don't we? It should be in here. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest, causing instantaneous death. Yep, we know that. Motive for killing Mr. Rell. Mr. Rell is the other one, right? He was killed with a gun. Faraday and Gumshoe's relation. Well, she already said Faraday and Gumshoe's relation in the testimony she just gave. And we know how Faraday was killed, but why would he kill Mr. Rell and why would he do it with a gun? Is that what we're going for? I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something. Wait! Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing anyway. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. That is stupid. Okay, so I have no idea what's happening here, right? We've already established this. I'm completely lost and confused. But even I, with my limited knowledge of what's happening, can tell that's just wrong. Okay, you have motivation for killing the one guy, and that makes sense, because that one guy was stabbed in a room where only Gumshoe was watching. But why turn around and shoot the other guy when you already have a knife? That doesn't make any sense. Especially since he's just digging a deeper hole for himself. Though I suppose that part could be written off as murder already making the deepest hole you can get into. But also, we do have another person with a motive, you, right? Because... Here, let me see. Where was it? Either of the two men. A grudge against either of the two. Well, the two who were killed are Byrne Faraday and Mac Rell. Oh, and I was about to say that you'd have a a grudge because of CCU. But I guess Manny Cochin is the one suspected of killing them. Where does Manny Cochin come in all of this? Seriously. Cadopian Embassy staff member, suspect in the KG-8 incident. Embassy staff killing suspect. Okay, wait, hold on. Lawyer of embassy staff killing defendant Rell. So Rell was suspected of killing Manny? And Manny was suspected of killing Cece. Well, I guess that still connects you to this, but I don't really have enough information to know why. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is this a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Oh, I guess Edgeworth is young during this. Motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving the embassy staff member. And the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there anyone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? Yes, there is. Her. Can I present people in this game? Ooh, I can. Okay. Oh wait, no, I can't. I can look at the profiles, but I cannot present them. Okay. Ooh. In that case, how would I go about proving her? Oh, I suppose this would do it, right? Mr. Rel, who happened to be there as became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. So you propose that Faraday died first. Does that line up with the autopsy? Faraday died instantaneously of a knife. That doesn't make sense, does it? Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. I keep forgetting who's who. Okay, Rel. Rel is the one holding the knife. And Faraday has the gun. Rel died of a bullet wound. I suppose they're saying that both the weapons were placed in their hands. And they were thrown on top of each other. But Mr. Rel seems like the one who would be killed, like, due to, like, because I don't see a reason why Byrne would be the one the person's out for immediately. So you're saying that he was basically silenced. Aren't you glad you managed to avoid the same fate, Your Honor? Why, if you had been the one to witness the blood-covered detective... What? Detective Gumshoe? You would kill even me? What? No, I could never do something as terrible as that, Your Honor. There's no need for even a second of deliberation. I will hand down my verdict here. Your Honor, take a look around. We are not in court right now. It would be greatly appreciated if you would stay here with us in reality. Please forgive me. I know not what I do. And you there, Miss Yu, hurry up and continue with your testimony. If you fail to do so, I will whip you in the shape. Haha, that's nice. Sounds kind of like fun, actually. Anyway, Detective Gumshoe had to erase the witness, Mr. Rel. Have we already established that Rel was killed second? Did I misread this? This suggests that Rel died first. Someone with a grudge against one of the men. In that case, are there plenty of other people who fit the bill? Sure. After all, who doesn't garner scorn from one another simply by being alive? But the only one who held a grudge and acted upon it by killing was Detective Gumshoe. Ugh. Furthermore... So there is no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel? I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch. But I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today. She's lying through her teeth. We just saw someone like that here earlier. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. But I saw someone here earlier. What? Who? What? What person? No, I hit the wrong button. Again. Okay, that's the second accidental present. Alright. Who did we see here that would have a grudge against both? Obviously it's not Dead Man. It's not themselves. Would Manny Kochin have the grudge? Suspect in the KG-8 incident. Embassy staff killing suspect. So he's definitely... Yeah, Manny Kochin's definitely dead. I hope I'm not misreading that. Or misinterpreting, rather. And then Mackrell was brought in on suspicion of killing Manny. Byrne was the prosecutor in the case. Wait, no. Dead Man was the one that was killed by Rel. Which means Manny Kochin is probably still alive. Especially since he got off free here. Okay. And let me see. I can't inspect the gun, unfortunately. Faraday brought the knife in as evidence. Who had a grudge against both of them? Not the dead guy, duh. Would it really be just her or Manny? Lawyer of embassy staff killing defendant Rel. I didn't do it, pal. No hard feelings, but I don't think we can take the word of a criminal seriously. Ugh. But I can't even begin to think of ways to set up a crime scene. I suppose you do lack the necessary tactical mind required to do such a thing. Why do you have to kick a man when he's down, pal? You shouldn't put yourself down, detective. You're a big boy. I bet you thought it up all by yourself, right? Yeah, that's right. I worked real hard at it, too. I think this proves one thing about the detective. He has the mental acuity of a worm. I had to admit, her explanation makes sense. However, there's also something she overlooked in her testimony. I should present that piece of evidence and see if I can't make her see the truth. Okay, well, I figured that would be the case. But I don't see how this would be a motive for both of them. Prosecutor of the KG-8 incident. Embassy staff killing suspect. Would she care about dead man dying? I don't think she would. Right? Okay, here's the thing. So Burn Faraday, I guess she could have a grudge against him since he failed to get Manny arrested. But I can't think of why she would have anything against Mac. He's not really mentioned anywhere. Found in Rel's hand. But brought by Faraday. Used by Faraday. Has Faraday's blood on it. I don't know anything about Mac Rail. I don't know a single thing about this man. Oh, that's the mystery about this, huh? Or at least for me. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail. You know, I'm just going to present the incident and hope it works. Okay, it does. Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you look overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? Huh? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was a suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, okay, he is still alive. Oh, I didn't, okay, and we met him here. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Rel, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. Hey, you covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony, these are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then, the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is right. Right, everyone? Ho ho ho! Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Cadopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you stopped with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Oh, think you can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me? Ugh. If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG-8 incident she is. Presents this. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? Through the victim. Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CC Yu. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but... Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CC Yu, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. Now, I heard the evidence was that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Kochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. But then the evidence had been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Kochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was the smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Manny Kochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Ahem. But it's just as Mr. Bat said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around, and the people in the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. I skipped that line. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want to die of stress from that, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I'll catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Oh, look at you with your game face on, ready to go. But I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well, I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. I skipped the line again. The KG-8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus the detective, Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not the detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Okay. Well, I will say, I'm glad that I didn't end it, at this little break point last time, because I'd have no idea what was happening otherwise. Why do I have two save files? One of them's from the beginning, so I don't know. I probably just did that on accident, I suppose. Water fountain's broken. That may or may not be related. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Codopian embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here, prematurely. Looks like you'll have to wait just a little bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian embassy staff member and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you signed to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it is he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we are competing to see if we can see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. You have to give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Franziska, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with the case. Is this thing being broken relevant? You can't stop the water, sir. It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. A bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that this officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. Alright, it's irrelevant. You got it. Okay, so let's start by speaking with Gumshoe. I thought you were getting interrogated. It wasn't me, I tell ya. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. Alright, I guess they're forcing me to speak with you first, right? I don't think I can go through any of these doors. Oh, I can. Ooh, I can go right into the courtroom. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Alright, well, I suppose there's nothing in here right now, but there will be later. Can I stand behind these? Ooh, I can. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I'll have you know, I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. And what of the other side? Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Franziska, I'll eat my cravat. Oh, and I got an achievement for that. I wanted to check the witness stand, though. That's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Or you'll be sorry. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, well, I suppose it's time to speak with you, since she's blocking the door. Miss Yu? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Oh, anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Oh, look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that, to ask of you. But what exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now, so what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. Okay, hold on, before I do that, I need to put something up. Bum 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 bum. There we go. And the message is pinned. Wonderful. Why is it so bad today? I wonder. Oh well. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So, I take it you are acquaintances with with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad was also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what the two of you are talking about. I've heard of the KG incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, is my little sister. Oh. Oh, you're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time that Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up every one of the crime scenes. I see. You did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Mr. Detective Bad about? Well, Detective Bad about? I keep calling him Mr. Detective Bad. Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. Oh yes, tell me about the mystery man, Mr. Mackerel. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras. But there is no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So, a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover up for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us Von Karmas. Oh, I don't believe it. You're serious, too. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. Oh, I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright. And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from the companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? What? Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And, so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I have never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way, too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. Suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Oh, yep, he's no longer freaking out. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Yeah. As am I. I don't think you need to whip him to let him know that you're... let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will ya? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, detective. So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school, every year I'd always wind up going back to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere schoolchild. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier, at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting way worse than your whip, pal. So, it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Hey, wait, you can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, yeah, so, you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Yeah, Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there is no check inside. You've had your luck, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me, and I'll give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Oh, okay. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Alright. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait just a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Oh, that's not what I wanted to look at. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judge's Trial Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu, and it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite. I am no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone, please assure me that this is not the true state of the country's judiciary. Do I have to present something to him? Oh, probably, yeah. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hallway while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Whoa. No, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Wasn't there a vending machine there? Did perhaps he leave to get food? I'm not sure. You! Or this. Oh! That was the other thing I thought. Yep. How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl. Says courthouse special on it. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who's correct, the judge or the scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Franziska? Yes, please. I would like to inspect the vending machine. Oh, okay, look, we can now already see the prices from here. Swiss roll is $6. Unfortunately, it's been 4 months, so I don't remember how much money I gave the child. There's some food dropped by the window and a wrapper on the windowsill. And there's a -5 on the drink. Does that mean that 5 is owed or 5 has been put in? So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as the defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Miss I bit my tongue. Are you all right, Your Honor? Please, feel free to refer to me just as Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently, somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Ooh, okay. Well, I suppose we should check here first. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back here, there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person who we can deem useful here. Okay, well there was Gumshoe's money, I suppose. It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in the court like those beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll that little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Undoubtedly so. Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose that means that one should eat these during a recess? You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a peck together. Peck? Oh, pack. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna get anything from investigating every last one of those. Credit card accepted. Alright, well, let's check this little food packet first. What's this? Oh, it's the balloon. It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable. It's not like I was the one who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Okay, well, the cactus popped it. What's the matter? I pricked myself on this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe this cactus sitting on the windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. I'll scroll down. Handprint. The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Franziska. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see. And then we'll know the identity of the mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And, do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Dark smudge emits a scent of sweet sugar. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied this bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. And what is this down here, a Swiss roll? What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective! He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, here is a whole hill of them. What are you hitting me for? As replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the looks and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Alright, I think that's all the information, right? All the relevant information. Let's combine some things. Pink trash and cactus. Connect. This pink rubbery substance I saw in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close for our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around. And let me see, can I combine any of these other things together? Oh, the windows are unbarred. I should probably note that. I can look outside. However, I doubt the killer would have escaped through here. Of course not. This is the 3rd floor, after all. It appears that the bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? What's... I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. Okay, I suppose we're not going to be mentioning it. Alright. In that case, I suppose I should go back to the puzzle pieces, yeah? Connect. These bits of chocolate and cake. Can they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench and ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Can I... Okay. I was wondering if I could point out $5 yet. Deduce. The bonus. It is connected to the bonus. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, the facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning, Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Alright, well, I suppose it's time to start questioning, right? Unless I don't think I have any more puzzles. No, I don't want to speak with you. Yeah, no more puzzle pieces. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well. You may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, right. I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge in particular. Well, let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of the hall, you'll see a small window. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were being nonsensical for a moment. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please, let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Oh, apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Oh, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. That is a long walk to the men's restroom, and it's all the way over there. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Alright, so far, we have determined that, what was it? Gumshoe was standing here. Then, presumably, the little girl came and she was not seen due to her height. And she asked to buy a Swiss roll. So he went over here, tried to buy something, and then his money fell beneath here? I'm not sure. Or maybe that's someone else's money entirely and he just dropped the money, causing him to bend down, which resulted in the judge not seeing him. So now it seems that there's no one in the hallway. And then he bought it, came over here, sat down, ate it. Little girl went out the window. Okay, this is all coming together. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So, I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it. Franziska, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out on this floor's main lobby swore to me that he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah, I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. But you wouldn't dare. Just joking. Detective Bad is really something if you can make Franziska behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? What about the place he heard the gunshot? Detective Bad, where were you when you heard the gunshot? That's not what I meant to ask. I meant, where did he hear the gunshot coming from? How many times are you gonna ask? I was in defendant lobby number 1 when I heard the gunshot. It's exactly the same as we said earlier when I asked. Now, get out of here. You're getting in the way. I'm not through questioning you yet. Okay, fine. The situation around the gunshot? I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I had nothing else to add. Well, his testimony certainly corroborates what Miss Yu said. Miles, you already asked him about that, remember? I suppose I should ask him. Okay, fine. I'd like for you to tell me about the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So I heard the gunshot right before the trial was to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time you waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door and doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Alright. And I get a full heal, how nice. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Franziska, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? But why should I do that? You're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. Huh. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first, we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. Oh, and we get teleported there. Alright. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. But do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred Von Karma and Mr. Genius Prosecutor successor to Mr. Manfred Von Karma. You bit your tongue again, didn't you? Ahem. As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. During the recess, I, went to the restroom. There was a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh, I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Okay, well, let's see here. I'm going to press on this first. He disappeared, but Your Honor, didn't you just say I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines? Oh, why, yes, I did. The restroom windows looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. That detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2 at that point. So, he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Alright, well, I suppose we just present the evidence then. Was it Bad's testimony? No. Bad did say that he never saw him leave. Do I just use the fingerprint? Yes, okay. Well, what was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway, a bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh? Well, that's good, but who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is, indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. Okay, that was really slow. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window There's a blind spot where the hallway is being viewed from the men's when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then, it seems that you have made this connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Oh, did he say objection? I must have blinked. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Oh, okay, he said hold it. Is there something of value that you'd like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? I suppose it was possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. What? How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging the others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought the sound was just a noise popper until now. Now that he mentions it, right before we started the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, there's somebody celebrating a birthday during the recess. I could have sworn I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical points in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Okay, so the gunshot is just a balloon, yeah? No, I suppose... Okay, let me see. Loud bang of a gun. No, it's not it? Okay. Okay, perhaps I need to press first. Hold it. Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it myself. Bang, with the gunshot, I heard it and I had a knee-jerk reaction of, like this, yes, just like this, with a quick, Your Honor, please remain calm while you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there. This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. And at this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Franziska. If I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that, and that's why I said at this point. I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information from His Honor. Hold it. Okay, let's try pressing then. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. What were you talking about? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Alright, if you insist. Alright, well that works too. Dr. Bad's testimony. Not Dr. Mr. Detective. Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Egads, I've been overruled? Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. But what do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess. That is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your tongue on this? Ah! Oh, why don't you bite your tongue on those preposterous names? I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. Don't talk back to me, unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad, and according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. But what did you say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? This can't be. Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The sound of a loud gunshot. The sound of a gunshot. I keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what the gunshot the judge heard really was. Fortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. Oh, what is that pink substance? It may not look like it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept the pink balloon into the court record? Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. Well, what? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. Oh, what manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it can even begin? Well, to be honest, I did think the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound, but who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did or not just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe to the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Alright. Are we going to be staying here for the rest of the chapter? Oh, what is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys just be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove that he is completely innocent of this crime. Well, I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow! My whip will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene in the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. I came down here to this courtroom on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pull the information I need out of him. Okay. You're in the hallway the whole time. Well, we'll start by pressing this. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Of course I did something. I guarded the door to the lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well, then. Then what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock. And in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Youch! Well, but I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and present the handprint. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe. I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things, the courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Hey! I promise to clean up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of the door. If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Aye! It appears that Francisco's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anybody found out about me eating on the job, so I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. Now that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of a Swiss roll, right? Huh? Remind me again, pal? That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh, let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation of that? I told you, I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. Oh, what? How? What proof do I have? There must have been someone else in the hallway. The balloon, perhaps? The other Swiss roll? Probably the other Swiss roll.
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief. What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh, there were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Well, it would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Kay? You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rawr! Alright. Let's see what you had to say, Kay. Now then, Kay. She's like a stray cat. Wonder if I should feed her something.
Take that!
Kay, I promise to give this to you if she's to calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll! It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh my. Your father. He's... don't say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet. Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Kay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... No, you're crying. Cry! It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. I, myself, was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me... This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, What sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay. Here, I'll use this handkerchief here and dry your eyes a little. No! My Kravitz! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Thanks. The Kravit. How unfortunate. Okay. Are you going to be alright? Yep. I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all of my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to keep your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Franziska is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are, in a sense, as the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me up my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh, I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. Can I look inside it, please? Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep all your promises to me, okay? Love, your Daddy. Alright. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. But I'm really sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay? That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was sitting in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways. Well, that's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? You got me. I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well then. I'll just have to speak with a good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that dollar, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you are the one already under arrest? Yeah. I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughly thing. Yes, well, now it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said never take things from a stranger. Ah, that's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy said I never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Okay, so he just put in his spare. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon. You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reasoning for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious that the detective was lying for the young girl's sake, and this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Ooh, okay. Lying on account of Kay. It's not the promise notebook, is it? It's probably not the balloon. I don't actually know what it would be. This is supposed to be something that's easy. Here, let me get a drink of water. Alright, so, I mean, I would think that he's lying on her account so that she didn't get questioned, since it would be scary. But I don't really have a way to communicate that. Why would he be lying on account of Kay if I cannot communicate that reason? Oh, this is three-dimensional. Okay. I mean, I'm really tempted to say the notebook just because. I'm just gonna try it. I have more than enough health. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool. Ah, hey! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why. Gummy? At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in the machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins. So we pooled together my $5 and her $1 and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday is one scary guy when he gets mad, but don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. You didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay, and gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Oh wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Oh, yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed that crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not a bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in the courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Why is the bailiff listening to her? What? When the judge is right there, and clearly engaged in the conversation involving the child. But Miss Callisto Yu, that girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however, as long as we are in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, detective, you were in front of the door to the lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but you see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Ugh. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. Ugh, but the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes for your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Haha, down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. there's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. To be continued. And you know, look at this, we've been going for exactly 2 hours almost. So I think we'll just end here for today, yeah? It's been a while since we played this. I'm not quite accustomed to it. I know Deltarune, what we were doing previously, had me talking a lot, but this is a bit more intensive. So my throat is getting a little bit sore. So we'll end here. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Seek the Scuffed, and I am signing off.